Alright guys, today we're going to be looking at section 3.3, multiplying matrices. So this time we're going to be not multiplying a number times a matrix, but multiplying a matrix times another matrix. So to do that, we're going to multiply rows times columns. And you can only multiply two matrices if and only if, and flashback to last unit, if and only if means it's a biconditional. If and only if the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. What I mean by this is, let me find my, did not get myself organized before I started this video. Let's see, where did my blue pen go? Alright, well, we'll find it in a little bit. We'll just use this one for now. Alright, so we have this matrix that's -3, 2, 5, 7, 1, 0. Okay, this matrix is a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay, and let's say we're wanting to multiply it by, the first row is -8, 2, second row is 1, 5, third row is 0, -3. So that means that this is a 3-row by 2-column matrix. So in order to be able to multiply these two things must match. Okay, now these two things give you the dimensions of the answer. So when we're going to multiply these two matrices together, we can do it because the middle numbers match, but our answer is going to be a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay, cool. So now we're just going to work some problems. Okay, all right, so our first problem, -3, 2, 5, 7, 1, 0. So we're working the one that we just wrote down. Okay, -8, 2, 1, 5, 0, -3. Okay, and once again, we write down our size, 2 rows, 3 columns, 3 rows, 2 columns. Those do match, so my answer is a 2 by 2. Now, when I go to set this up, I'm going to make this kind of large to begin with. Okay, so when I go to set this up, I'm going to multiply a row times a column. So how you decide what you do here, what row and what column is this? Well, this is row 1 and column 1. So you multiply row 1 times column 1. So what I'm really doing is doing -3 times -8, and you're going to put an addition sign between each of these. 2 times the 1 and the 5 times the 0. Now this one is row 1, column 2. So you take row 1 and multiply it times column 2. So we do -3 times 2 plus 2 times 5 plus 5 times -3. Then we come down here. This is row 2, column 1. So we're going to do this row times this column. So we're going to do 7 times -8, 1 times 1. Remember to put pluses between them. And 0 times 0. Then we do row 2 times column 2, because we're row 2, and this is the second column. So here we go. We do 7 times 2 plus 1 times 5 plus 0 times -3. All right? So I'm taking this one really slow so you can see later where we got all of this. Okay? So this is positive 24. I'll do this stepping green. I really wish I knew where I put my blue pen, but it'll be okay. And then 2 times 1 is 2, and 5 times 0 is 0. Okay, this one, -6 plus 10 plus -15. All right, -56 plus 1 plus 0. 14 plus 5 plus 0. All right, so we're ready to come down here and get our final answer. Okay, so 24 plus 2 plus 0 is 26. -6 and -15 is -21. -21 and a 10 is -11. -56 and a positive 1 is a -55. And 14 and 5 is 19. So that's how you do that one. We're going to do another one. All right. Problem 2. We have 2, -1 on the first row, 3, 4 on the second row. Then we have 3, -9, and 2 on the first row. Then 5, 7, -6 on the second row. One thing that I haven't mentioned in the videos, and I may have mentioned in class, don't put your numbers too close together so you won't think it's 34 or anything crazy like that. Now, what size is this matrix? It's a 2 by 2. All right, this one's a 2 by 3. So the 2 in the middle do match. So our answer's going to be a 2 by 3. So remember, we need to make it kind of large. Promise not to give you one much larger than this. All right, let's see what we got. Found my blue pen. Okay, so we're going to do first row, first column. So we're going to do 2 times 3 and negative 1 times 5. Then we're going to do row 1, column 2. So we'll do 2 times negative 9 plus negative 1 times 7. Then row 1, column 3 is 2 times 2 plus the negative 1 times the negative 6. All right, row 2, column 2, 3 times the 3 and the 4 times the 5. Row 2, column 2, and you don't have to keep labeling these when you do your homework, but if you want to make sure you don't get off line, that would be a good way to check that. So 3 times negative 9 plus 4 times 7. Row 2, column 3 is 3 times 2 plus 4 times negative 6. All right, so we come down. All right, so here we go. This is going to be 6 plus negative 5. This is going to be negative 18 plus negative 7. This is going to be 4 plus 6, 9 plus 20, negative 27 plus 28, and 6 plus negative 24. So now we just have to do the easy math. And I find putting those little blanks there helps me remember how many places I should have. Okay, so this is going to be 1. Negative 18 and negative 7 is negative 25. 4 and 6 is 10. This is 29. That's 1. And that's negative 18. All right. All right, moving on. We're going to do 3 more examples on this page. So for number 3, first row is 3, negative 9, 2, 5, 7, 6, times 2, negative 1, 3, 4. And if you look back on your other page that we just finished, it's the same problem. I just switched the order of the matrices. Let's see if that matters. So the first one is a 2-row, 3-column, and the second is a 2-row, 2-column. These do not match, so this is undefined. So order does matter in multiplication for matrices, which is unlike normal math where multiplication order doesn't matter. All right, so let's do another one. So we have 1, 2, negative 1, 1, 3, 2, 2, 6, 1. And the other one's just a singular column of X, Y, and Z. Okay? And we're going to say that this equals a singular column of 1, 7, 8. All right? So we're going to multiply these two things. And remember, if you see two matrices beside each other, just like two grouping symbols beside each other, that means multiplication. So even if you don't see a symbol there, that means multiplication. So if you need to put that over to the side, feel free to do that. So this one is 3 rows by 3 columns. And this is 3 rows by 1 column. So our answer is going to be 3 rows by 1 column. All right. So here we go. First row, the only column. So 1 times x plus 2 times y plus -1 times z. Then we do 1 times x plus 3 times y plus 2 times z. Then we have 2 times x plus 6 times y plus 1 times z. And you're like, well, what are we supposed to do with that? Okay, so what this looks like is 1x plus 2y minus 1z. This is 1x plus 3y plus 2z. This is 2x plus 6y plus 1z. Okay, and you're like, well, what are we supposed to do with that now? Well, it says that it equals 1, 7, and 8. So remember what it said in our equation lesson, where all we have to do is set the corresponding piece equal to the piece on the other side that equals. So what this does is just set up equations. I did not ask you to solve for a letter. I just wanted you to multiply. But no, you could set up equations that therefore you could solve. Not so much with 3 letters. All right. If you need to pause that, feel free to do that. If you need to rewind it, feel free. All right, problem 5. We have 0, -1, 1, and 0. Our next one is 4, -3, -2, and 5. So this one's a 2 by 2. Second one's a 2 by 2. They do match. So my answer is going to be a 2 by 2. And guys, this stuff isn't hard. It's like little baby puzzles. Okay, you're just finding the pieces that fill in the blanks. Okay? And if you're a little OCD, it's like making everything go in its proper place. So my OCD folks out there, you're going to be really good at this. Okay? And even if you're not OCD, you can be really great at this too. All right, so here we go. So we're going to go 0 times 4 plus -1 times -2. 0 times -3 plus -1 times 5. 1 times 4 plus 0 times -2. 1 times -3 plus 0 times 5. All right, so this leads me to 0 plus 2, 0 plus -5, 4 plus 0, and -3 plus 0. Okay? Which means my final answers are 2, -5, 4, -3. And guys, the question that I know that some of you are going to ask, do we have to show all this work? I either want to see this step or this step. It's great if you do both because it cuts down on careless mistakes. But if you go, okay, 0 times -4 is 0. -1 times -2 is 2. You can go to this step, or you can write this down and then like put numbers above it and add them together so you don't have to write so much. But still, it's not hard if you even write everything. Okay, next, I'm going to give you some matrices, and you're going to tell me if the matrix product is defined. That means, can we work it? And if so, tell me the dimensions of the product. So this is super easy here. So we're saying that A is a 2 by 5 times B, which is a 5 by 1. And I'm going to do 3 of them here. M is a 1 by 3 times N, which is a 3 by 2. Then we have B, which is a 3 by 2 times A, which is a 3 by 2. Okay, pause this and you work these and tell me, will they work and what the size of the answer is if they work. Okay, then unpause it. All right, welcome back. So this one works, and our answer would be a 2 by 1. This one works, and our answer would be a 1 by 2. This one does not work, so it is undefined. Okay. Now, it says 3 teams competed in the final round of the chess club championship. For each win, a team was awarded 3 points, and each draw, a team received 1 point. Okay, so basically we have this right here. And this number right here is always going to be multiplied times the first number. So that's the 3. Okay, or that's for a win. And the second number is always going to be multiplied by this number. So this is going to be a 1. Okay, so you're going to be multiplying by this. So let's look at our size. 3 by 2 and a 2 by 1. So that means our answer is going to be a 3 by 1. All right, so we'll go here, then we'll do it again, and then we'll have our final answer. Here. All right, so here we go. Row 1 times column 1. So we have 5 times 3 plus 4 times 1. Then we do 6 times 3 plus 3 times 1, because that was the second one. And then we have the last one. 4 times 3 plus 5 times 1. All right, so here we have 15 plus 4, 18 plus 3, and 12 plus 5. And we should have no negative numbers because we're getting points here. Okay, so this is going to give me 19. This gives me 21. This gives me 17. Now, if we look at the team names, this is red's total points, this is blue's total points, and green's total points. And guys, if you weren't doing a matrix, you would have said, okay, multiply this by 3, multiply this by 1, add them together. Look what you did. Yeah, So you are using a matrix, you just didn't have the brackets around it. So who wins this tournament? So the winner is the blue team with 21 points. So they beat red by 2 and green by 4. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day.